Hello, welcome to this lecture video. So we will be talking about the principles of scientific research. There are actually four principles. The first one is the rigid control. Second one is subjectivity. Third one is systematic organization. And the fourth one is the rigorous standards. So for the rigid control, it is the manipulation of research variables. When we are conducting research, as much as possible, we have to consider rigid control because we have to make sure that other variables that might influence the study must be controlled. So in doing, for example, action researches, so what will you do to make sure that this is not influenced by possible factors or other factors in the study? So it can be that you have to do, for example, the sampling techniques must be random, or you have to do a random sampling techniques in grouping your variables or in the grouping your subjects of the studies. So in such a way that you can control now the effect of maybe the IQ of the students or the intelligence of the students, that you can come up with a conclusion, or the generalization rather is not affected by that characteristic of the individuals or by the group, that they are already intelligent. That's why the score, for instance, is already high. And then for objectivity, so there should be no bias or partiality in treating the result of the inquiry. So as much as possible, whatever will be the result of the study, you don't have to manipulate it. You don't have to maybe do something. You have to report whatever is the result, whatever you found in the study. So that is being objective. So it is not just because it is not favorable for you or the result is not favorable, you will do something that will change the result. So of course, there should be no bias. And then for the third one, systematic organization. So it is the proper and accurate tabulation of data, as well as presenting them in statistical tables ready for interpretations. So in presenting your tables, so you must place all necessary informations needed in the table for the readers and other researchers to understand the result. So as mentioned here, it is proper and accurate tabulation of data, as well as presenting them ready for interpretation. And then for number 4, rigorous standards. So you have to set up standards which will serve as basis for evaluating the findings. So it also refers to accurate statistical computations and interpretations of qualified data. So this is very important because, of course, if you are not accurate in your computation later, you might be interpreting or you might be giving a wrong conclusion to your data. That is why it is also very important in relation with systematic organization that you have to properly and to accurately tabulate your data. So as much as possible, you must be careful in encoding your data. The data must be sanitized, that the data must be the answers of your respondent. So you have to be careful, because when you commit mistakes, and this simple mistake can actually change the result of your study. So you really have to set a standard. Okay, so these are the 4 principles of research. Thank you for listening.